Now, shifting gears, you tune into any major network, Fox, CNN, you name it. Fox is almost as bad nowadays as CNN or MSNBC. And it's all, the Russians are here, the Russians have hacked the computers, they're going to steal the election for Donald Trump. Oh, but he's way ahead in all the polls, even the fake polls. Why would they need to steal it right now? So the idea is the globalists, the George Soros groups, you know, the AP that actually runs the elections with Homeland Security, and the OECD sending 10 times the UN overseers they've ever sent over our elections, that's not an issue. No, no, no. But remember, 5 weeks ago, Obama said I was crazy, Trump was crazy. There was no such animal. There was no such situation. There was nothing going on. There was nothing happening. What is election fraud? It doesn't exist. It doesn't happen. Who are these crazy people? Trump comes out and says, okay, we're going to have a poll watchers. We're going to deal with this. It's a serious history of this, which everybody knows there is. And they go, oh, my gosh, it's true. The Russians are coming. They're going to get us. The Russians are going to hack all our... We're going to come in with Homeland Security and oversee all the major key battleground areas. We're going to have to plug our computers in and make sure everything's going quite well to protect you. Because here's the truth. The globalists have already taken over America. So again, they want to manipulate our nationalism and say, oh, it's the Russians. Manipulate our immune system to this takeover and then blame it on some foreign country that is politically reorganizing and poses an offensive threat to no one. That mainline analysts say that. That's not my opinion. So let's go now to a major Russian TV channel. This is nationwide on radio and TV. It's the state media, but they do have a lot of wide-ranging views and opinions there. And this is One Russia, one of Russia's most popular, prominent, and visible politicians, conservative nationalist Vladimir Zhirinovsky, roundly ridiculed Clinton on a major talk show, accusing her of being completely unfit to become president while praising Donald Trump. Here's the clip.
She just slipped. Nonsense. She didn't slip. Her brain switched off. Give me a break. They had to carry a presidential candidate to her van. What the heck? She sneezes, no big deal. She coughs, that's okay too. But she passed out in broad daylight, in the middle of her workday. A presidential candidate passes out. A person like that shouldn't even be allowed to manage a bathhouse, let alone run a country. Look, he's a good man, a kind man, a kind man. And look at her, Michael, you can confirm this. In America, they call her a witch. Hey, it's not me saying it. Americans say this. She's a witch. Look at her. We need Trump. Trump, that's what we have to fight for. Look at him. It will be a better world for Trump. For Trump. Come on, everyone. Vote Trump. Vote Trump. For Trump.
Now, that guy also leads...
Hillary is a vicious snake. She's a witch. She'll blow up the whole world.
And he leads the second largest political party in Russia that's growing very, very fast. He's a lot more saber-rattling and offensive in nature towards the world than Putin is. In fact, that's Putin's main opposition. I mean, I know they're, quote, friendly on the surface, but it's the Russian hardliners that Putin actually has to worry about, according to most of the analysts and we've talked to and research I've done. But you have to understand, Trump wants to end the sanctions. Trump wants to work with Russia to take out radical Islam. Meanwhile, the globalists are using radical Islam to attack Russia. And Russia is on the verge of collapse. But Putin has almost a 90% approval rating because Russians understand this. And even though they have a lot of austerity and a lot of problems, they've tightened their belts because they understand that they're under attack. Just like 20 million Russians died in World War II. So it's the same story over and over again. They understand what's going on. So it's a major educational process, and it's freaking the globalists out because their former enclave they controlled was social engineering. The place where the globalists could have their way with the Christians and murder and torture and do whatever they wanted and export evil is now not completely in their hands, and they are in panic mode. Now England's leaving them with the Brexit. Now Hillary's in trouble. Here's Trump. Nationalism is rising. Common sense, the scourge of the common enemy of the New World Order. People are waking up worldwide. So they say Nigel Farage and UKIP work for Putin. I work for Putin. Trump does. No, we work for sovereignty and common sense and prosperity and freedom of religion and true liberalism. Nigel Farage started UKIP 25 years ago because the EU is a tyranny, like the old Soviet Union. He's fighting that. The EU is full of former communists and other globalists. Austin's been extremely humid the last few months with raining almost every day. And for some reason, we can't keep the humidity out here. Kind of like the Democrats and their DNC were, always saying, sorry, we're having to mop ourselves here, but it's a little bit humid in here, so that's why I sometimes sweat a bit when I'm in here. Didn't never do that in the past, but I guess I'm just natured that way now. But it does show the times we're in that I'm actually physically heating up, I guess. But getting to this second clip, He says she'll blow you all to kingdom come. Now, it sounds frantic. They're in there debating in kind of like a Jerry Springer style, almost national news show. But instead of debating, you know, how many people your mom cheats on your dad with or whatever, or how many baby mamas you got, or how much, you know, liquor you drink, or whatever stupid topics they have on those talk shows, they're debating these type of issues, and he's one of the moderators in screaming matches with people. But let's go back to this clip.
Look, the fate of humanity is at stake. If a sick person has her finger on the button, what if she presses the wrong button? What happens to America then? Look, doctors from all over the world have confirmed this to me. Pneumonia is only a symptom of a much worse sickness she's suffering from. She didn't just catch a cold and get pneumonia. It's a symptom of some very serious diseases, of which she has several. She shouldn't be hiding this. She should tell the whole world the truth. She should undergo a full public physical examination. You guys are being way too kind to her. Too much sympathy. She'll press the nuclear button. She'll blow you to kingdom come. Trump will be much better. He'll be a historically great president. A head of state cannot be allowed to hide their health problems.
That's right.
Especially countries like America or Russia. It's one thing if it is some little country, but a nuclear power, a great power, and their president is sick? What if she has to decide to bomb or not to bomb? And at that moment she gets the shakes, she falls down, she passes out. Think what could happen to the world then. I tell you, her pneumonia is not the main disease. It's a secondary complication of something much, much worse. Besides, Clinton represents the past. It's a step backwards. It's obvious that if Trump wins, it will be a wonderful thing for America and for the whole world. A wonderful thing for all humanity. Here's why we need Hillary to have a full physical examination. Any chronic disease which can be cured will make the leader be now.
That's right. We'll be back, ladies and gentlemen. And look, all that's true. This is nationalism rising. Well, we saw Hillary yesterday come out in public, and they played James Brown. I feel good. And then the reporter says, oh, well, she's doing good after she appeared to possibly have fallen last week. No, she fell down. She passed out. She had a seizure. Here's the clip.
Welcome to The Lead. I'm Jake Tapper. Welcome to our viewers both in the United States and around the world. I'm Jake Tapper. Hillary Clinton wrapping up her first event after Sunday when she appeared to collapse at a 9/11 memorial ceremony. You can hear the subtle message there from her campaign, James Brown's I Feel Good.
I feel good. You know, I don't dislike James Brown because he was super anti-white racist, because he grew up around a lot of racism, so I could see back then being racist back. But it's just funny that if you want to get down to racism, James Brown said some incredibly racist stuff. He was also a wild man. I like his music personally, so I'll forgive him, you know, hating honkies. But if you expand on all this, Jake Tapper sitting, she appeared to fall. No, she fell down. And then CNN would never show her actually falling down. You'd show her just starting to have the seizure. You people are a joke. You're despicable. It's scary to have media this controlled. This is like communist China or something. Now, I have another clip here. Heckler scream F Hillary. Now here's the deal. I'm not saying it's good to scream F Hillary, but you'd think this would be big national news when people in her own crowd are screaming F Hillary. Probably Bernie supporters. By the way, they have a national poll out. What is it, Rasmussen? The vast majority of Democrats want Bernie Sanders if Hillary drops out, because they always wanted Sanders. Oh, it's so surprising that the vast majority in a poll wanted Sanders, because that's who they always wanted, and they stole it. We'll talk about that poll here in a moment, but let's go ahead and play this bleeped F Hillary piece.
People like me, we're lucky. When I'm under the weather, now, I just want to have a conversation, and other people can wave their arms and their signs, but I want you to think with me for a minute about how I certainly feel lucky. When I'm under the weather, I can afford to take a few.
Now, of course, it's come out that Hillary, with her new book, only sold 3,000 copies, with total promotion everywhere. I mean, I come out with a book, I sold 3,000 copies the first minute I plug it. You know, Michael Savage sells 5 million books when he comes out with something. It shows the world she's in. No crowds, has to go to public events to have a crowd, where there's already a big group there at a rodeo or whatever, or a fair. but has all the big corporate backing, has all the big money, has all the big global political organizations, has the Pope, has the Saudi Arabians, has all these other groups, globalists, telling us what to do and telling us it's the end of the world if we elect Donald Trump. And then you look at her yesterday at that rally and the one today, she looks very frail. When she's walking downstairs, she's doddering. When she's going up the stairs in the plane, she's gripping it like she's my 90-year-old grandmother fighting for her life to walk. She's clearly ill. She clearly is debilitated. She's clearly on medication. We're going to end this hour. We're going to come back and do 5 more minutes. And we got a bunch of big guests today. So I got David Knight coming in. Roger Stone's got huge developments. We got Gary Byrne, the Secret Service agent, who said like something seriously wrong with Hillary. He's going to add to that. Joel Gilbert on this whole birther controversy and more today. Okay, I got a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. I'll be back this Sunday. I'll be hosting this Sunday, 4 to 6 p.m. Central with the Friday transmission. Please don't forget we're running a 20% off special on Super Male and Super Female Vitality. Again, that is 20% off. It's amazing cold press herbs, extremely powerful. You heard Tim Kennedy talk about how great it is yesterday. And your purchase supports the broadcast. So check that out at InfoWarsLive.com or call toll-free 888-253-3139. You are the tip of the spear. You're funding us. And thank you all for your support. We'll be back in 70 seconds.
The Alex Jones Show, because there is a war on for your mind.
In the last 20 years, InfoWars has paid its dues. We have proven that we are a cutting-edge news and information source. And when it comes to funding our operations, we take cutting edge to the next level with the highest quality supplements and nutraceuticals available. We have now more than 25 different amazing formulas available at InfoWarsStore.com. And the flagship is Super Male and Super Female Vitality, where we take thousands of years of the ancient knowledge and use high-tech modern technology to cold press these organic herbs to give you compounds that are meant to accentuate the body's normal function. This is essential because the globalists are on record targeting our endocrine system, targeting our hormones to suppress us. But Mother Nature is there to counter this onslaught. Everyone out there watching and listening to me owes it to themselves to give Mother Nature a try and to try Super Male or Super Female Vitality. We're making it easier than ever today with a special we're running for 2 weeks only. 20% off on these formulas at InfoWarsLife.com. Or simply call toll-free. We can answer all your questions, 888-253-3139. Major third-party sites give these formulas the highest rating in their class because we've done the research and we haven't cut corners. 20% off these formulas right now at InfoWarsLife.com or call toll-free 888-253-3139. You have nothing to lose. I know these formulas work. They've worked for me. But regardless, you're supporting the InfoWar in a historic, critical time. I also want to take some time out to thank all of you that have supported InfoWarsStore.com and who have gotten these products. So for myself and the rest of the InfoWars crew, I salute you for being on the side of life in the fight against the globalists. Now, shifting gears, you tune into any major network, Fox, CNN, you name it. Fox is almost as bad nowadays as CNN or MSNBC. And it's all, the Russians are here, the Russians have hacked the computers, they're going to steal the election for Donald Trump. Oh, but he's way ahead in all the polls, even the fake polls. Why would they need to steal it right now? So the idea is the globalists, the George Soros groups, you know, the AP that actually runs the elections with Homeland Security and the OECD sending 10 times the UN overseers they've ever sent over our elections, that's not an issue. No, no, no. But remember, 5 weeks ago, Obama said I was crazy, Trump was crazy. There was no such animal. There was no such situation. There was nothing going on. There was nothing happening. What is election fraud? It doesn't exist. It doesn't happen. Who are these crazy people? Trump comes out and says, okay, we're going to have a poll watchers. We're going to deal with this. It's a serious history of this, which everybody knows there is. And they go, oh, my gosh, it's true. The Russians are coming. They're going to get us. The Russians are going to hack all our... We're going to come in with Homeland Security and oversee all the major key battleground areas. We're going to have to plug our computers in and make sure everything's going quite well to protect you. Because here's the truth. The globalists have already taken over America. So again, they want to manipulate our nationalism and say, oh, it's the Russians. Manipulate our immune system to this takeover and then blame it on some foreign country that is politically reorganizing and poses an offensive threat to no one. Mainline analysts say that. That's not my opinion. So let's go now to a major Russian TV channel. This is nationwide on radio and TV. It's the state media, but they do have a lot of wide-ranging views and opinions there. And this is One Russia, one of Russia's most popular, prominent, and visible politicians. conservative nationalist Vladimir Zhirinovsky roundly ridiculed Clinton on